I remember during the beginning of the pandemic, I was looking up at the ceiling and I was thinking to myself, is this everything there is to life? And I'd get flashbacks to all the religious stories my parents were telling me. The sheikhs, mullahs, essentially for to build a bridge here, the priests from my local mosques were telling me. And the way they preached Islam, it was very fear based. They would focus on rules, punishments, and they never really talked about the beauty of God. I believe that a lot of immigrant children go through that due to the fact that when you come to the West, the only way parents feel that they can keep you aligned is through sharing the punishments that God will forsake you with if you go into a life of sin or degeneracy. I was never really shown the mercy of God, the other aspects of the religion that are beautiful to say. And that caused me to lose faith for about 4 years, from I think when I was not 4 years, probably 2 years, from 18 to 17 to 19 ish. And in that moment, I said, okay, let me try reading into every other religion, see, get different perspectives on things. And after exhausting all the opportunities and not really finding any answers, particularly in modern religions such as red pill and whatever black pill nonsense they're spewing out now, I decided let's go back to my roots and actually start reading on Islam. So I read into Islam. I saw that there's much more to this than meets the eye. And one book that really helped me understand this was The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. I believe he's a psychiatrist, and in that book, there was one passage that really opened my eyes. Now, this passage discussed the fact that the religion our parents put onto us is simply an interpretation of the religion they were taught by the people from their village or wherever they're from. And I said, okay, if this is simply their interpretation of Islam, let me try to understand Islam from my own perspective. And once I did more research into it, I found a sense of resonation with the way Islam describes God and the message of the Prophet Muhammad, Jesus, and Moses, as well as all the other prophets that came before them. So now that resulted in me coming back to Islam, and I was a little confused in terms of the sects and other things such as Sunni versus Shia, as well as the Hadith corpus. Right now, I take a stance where I, as somebody who basically started doing research into Islam, don't know as much as I should. It's like the Dunning-Kruger effect. I know I've stated this multiple times on other videos, but it's the let people with less knowledge tend to be overconfident with the amount of knowledge they have. And I don't want to be the type of person overconfident closing avenues like a lot of my compatriots do, where they say, oh, because this person is of this leaning, then I'm not going to listen to their perspective. I'd rather take in the perspective because I don't know what they'll say that will change my perspective on the religion will be. And I'm hoping that we can use this podcast, or sorry, this discussion with Eric to build bridges between both communities. Because how I view things is we both believe in God. The religions themselves are very, very similar. There are differences, but we should be focusing on the similarities, building bridges between communities, and putting our attention onto things that need to be put attention onto.